Have you ever opened your freezer on a busy night thinking you're making a smart, healthy choice, only to feel bloated, stiff, or exhausted the next day? You're not alone. Millions of adults over 50 rely on frozen foods because they're easy and convenient. But here's the hidden problem. Not all frozen foods are created equal. Some are quietly working against your heart, your joints, and even your memory. Today, we're going to uncover the truth about 4 popular frozen foods that might be stealing your energy, aging your body faster, and keeping you from feeling your best, even when you think you're eating safe. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which frozen items to remove from your freezer and what to choose instead to protect your long-term health and independence. And if you're serious about your health after 50, make sure to subscribe. We share natural, science-based senior nutrition tips every single week. Worst frozen food. 4. Frozen pizza, the comfort food that quietly ages your body. It's late, you're tired, and cooking feels like too much work. You open the freezer, see that frozen pizza box, and think, perfect, dinner in minutes. It feels harmless, even smart. But here's the truth. That quick, easy pizza may be doing far more damage than you think. Beneath the melted cheese and crispy crust hides a perfect storm of salt, refined flour, and processed fat, the exact combination your body struggles with most after 50. The first problem, sodium overload. Most frozen pizzas contain between 700 and 200 milligrams of sodium per serving, and realistically, few people stop at just one slice. That means you could be eating more sodium in one meal than your heart and kidneys can handle in an entire day. As we age, our kidneys become less efficient at filtering out excess salt, which leads to fluid retention, swelling in the ankles and hands, elevated blood pressure, and strain on the heart. Over time, this constant sodium load raises your risk of stroke, heart disease, and vascular stiffness. The second issue lies in the crust, made from ultra-refined white flour that breaks down faster than sugar. Each bite sends your blood sugar soaring, followed by a crash that leaves you tired, foggy, and craving more carbs. After 50, when your insulin sensitivity naturally decreases, these repeated spikes can trigger chronic inflammation and nerve damage, 2 underlying causes of fatigue, stiffness, and cognitive decline. Next, let's talk about the toppings. Pepperoni, sausage, ham, all highly processed meats loaded with nitrates, nitrites, and preservatives. These chemicals keep the meat looking fresh, but inside your body, they create harmful compounds that stress your liver and cells. And because your detox systems slow down with age, those toxins linger longer, quietly fueling inflammation and oxidative stress. Finally, there's the nutrient gap. A large slice of frozen pizza often packs 350-400 calories, but less than 10 grams of protein. For older adults who need more protein to protect muscle and bone strength, that's a problem. You're filling up on empty calories that do nothing to support energy, repair, or longevity. Take Linda, 72, from Ohio. For years, she relied on frozen pizzas 2 or 3 nights a week. They were easy and affordable, but she couldn't understand why her ankles were swelling, her blood pressure was rising, and she felt drained every morning. When she replaced pizza with frozen salmon and mixed vegetables, her blood pressure dropped by 20 points within 8 weeks, and her swelling disappeared. If you love pizza, you don't need to give it up. Just make it smarter. Choose a whole grain or cauliflower crust. Add frozen vegetables like spinach, peppers, or mushrooms. Use real mozzarella or feta and drizzle with extra virgin olive oil before baking. You'll still get that delicious flavor without the health crash. Frozen pizza may comfort your hunger, but every slice quietly ages your heart, joints, and metabolism. The good news, you can keep the taste and lose the harm, one smarter bite at a time. Worst frozen food. 3. Breakfast pastries, the sweet start that slows you down. Pop-Tarts, waffles, toaster strudels, they look innocent, smell amazing, and for many people over 50, they feel like a warm and familiar start to the day. They're quick, easy, and comforting. But here's the hard truth. Those frozen breakfast pastries are not fueling your morning. They're draining it. What seems like a harmless treat with your morning coffee is, in reality, one of the biggest reasons so many adults feel tired, foggy, and inflamed before noon. These pastries act like a sugar bomb for your metabolism. One serving typically contains 15 to 25 grams of added sugar, but almost nobody eats just one. That means in a single breakfast, you're already taking in your entire daily sugar allowance. After 50, your pancreas can't process sugar as efficiently, so every bite forces your body to release large amounts of insulin. The result? Your blood sugar spikes, then crashes, leaving you hungry, shaky, and fatigued, even if you just ate. Repeating this cycle daily contributes to insulin resistance, a major driver of weight gain, inflammation, and early cognitive decline. But sugar isn't the only problem. Even when labels say no trans fats, many of these pastries are made with palm oil and partially hydrogenated oils, industrial fats that don't nourish your body. Instead, they stiffen your arteries, inflame your joints, and raise LDL cholesterol. For aging hearts and bones, this combination is toxic. Over time, these fats increase the risk of heart disease, poor circulation, and arthritis flare-ups. So while that pastry might melt in your mouth, it's silently working against your long-term health. There's also a hidden hormonal effect most people don't realize. High sugar, low protein breakfasts completely disrupt your hunger hormones, ghrelin and leptin. Ghrelin signals hunger, leptin signals fullness. When you start your day with pastries, ghrelin stays high and leptin stays low, which means you stay hungry even after eating. That's why by mid-morning you're craving more coffee, snacks, or sweets. It's not a lack of discipline. It's a hormonal imbalance caused by the food itself. And here's what happens next. Chronic cravings, afternoon fatigue, belly fat accumulation, and inflammation that makes your joints ache and your mind sluggish. What started as a quick breakfast becomes a slow drain on your vitality. Take George, 68, from Michigan. For years, he began his mornings with toaster pastries, fast, tasty, and comforting, but he couldn't understand why his arthritis kept flaring up, his blood sugar climbed, and his energy disappeared by 10 a.m. When he swapped the pastries for steel-cut oats topped with frozen blueberries and a few walnuts, everything changed. Within 2 months, his blood sugar dropped, his joints felt looser, and he said, "I finally feel like I have steady energy all morning. No more crashes." So if mornings are busy, don't skip breakfast. Just make it smarter. Keep frozen oats, Greek yogurt with berries, or a vegetable-packed frittata on hand. They're quick, filling, and support your brain, heart, and metabolism, not drain them. Because these frozen pastries don't power your day, they steal it, one sweet bite at a time. Worst frozen food. 2. Fried foods, crispy outside, toxic inside. Chicken nuggets, fish sticks, onion rings. They're crispy, golden, and comforting. For many people over 50, these quick frozen meals feel like a small reward after a long day. But what looks innocent on the outside is quietly taking a toll on your heart, joints, and energy. Frozen fried foods may taste satisfying, but they're loaded with hidden dangers that accelerate aging from the inside out. When you heat up those nuggets or fries, you're not just eating breaded chicken or potatoes. You're consuming a combination of oxidized oils, refined starch, and excessive salt that your aging body can no longer handle easily. Let's break it down. First, the toxic oils. Foods that are fried, cooled, and then frozen go through a damaging chemical process. The high heat of frying alters the oils, and once cooled and reheated, they produce compounds known as AGEs, advanced glycation end products, molecules that literally make your cells age faster. These AGEs stiffen your arteries, weaken collagen in your skin and joints, and slow tissue repair. Every bite may seem harmless, but over time, these compounds make you feel itchier, stiffer, and more fatigued. Scientists even link ages to faster cognitive decline and reduced skin elasticity, meaning they don't just make you feel older, they make you look older too. Next, let's talk about the phosphorylated refined coating. That golden, crunchy layer on your nuggets or fish sticks is mostly made of refined white flour and starch. Once fried, it digests almost instantly, raising your blood sugar faster than candy. For adults over 50 whose insulin sensitivity is already lower, this causes repeated sugar spikes and crashes. That's why you often feel sleepy after fried food or crave sweets soon after. Over time, this roller coaster effect fuels inflammation, weight gain, and insulin resistance, which are major drivers of fatigue and chronic disease. And then there's the salt overload. A single serving of frozen fried food can contain over 1,000 milligrams of sodium, and most people eat more than one serving. That's nearly your entire daily limit in just one meal. After 50, your kidneys become less efficient at removing sodium, so the extra salt causes your body to retain water. You might notice swelling in your ankles, puffy fingers, or morning stiffness. All signs your heart and kidneys are under strain. Excess sodium doesn't just raise blood pressure, it gradually damages your arteries, increasing your risk of stroke and heart failure. The evidence is clear. A 2021 study found that older adults who ate fried foods just twice per week had a 36% higher risk of vascular stiffness, meaning their blood vessels lost flexibility, forcing the heart to work harder. Linda, 72, from Ohio, learned this the hard way. She loved frozen fish sticks, quick, cheap, and satisfying, but she began noticing swelling in her legs, rising blood pressure, and constant fatigue. When she replaced fried fish with baked salmon and roasted vegetables, the difference was dramatic. Within weeks, her swelling disappeared, her energy improved, and her doctor reduced her medication. If you crave something crispy, don't worry, you don't have to give it up. Buy plain frozen fish or chicken, coat them lightly in crushed oats or almond flour, and bake them with a drizzle of olive oil. You'll get the same crunch, but without the toxic oils or salt overload. Because every bite of fried frozen food may taste comforting, but it's quietly fueling inflammation, stiffness, and fatigue. Choose the crunch that heals, not the one that harms. Worst frozen food. 1. Frozen desserts, ice cream, the sweet trap that ages your body. For many older adults, ice cream isn't just dessert, it's comfort. It's that small moment of joy after dinner, the taste of nostalgia that reminds you of childhood summers or family gatherings. But while ice cream may soothe your heart for a few minutes, inside your body, it quietly stirs up chaos. Frozen desserts like ice cream, milkshakes, and low-fat frozen yogurts are far from harmless treats. They're actually one of the biggest hidden culprits behind inflammation, fatigue, and accelerated aging after 50. The reason lies in three things your body struggles to process as it gets older: sugar overload, poor quality fats, and addictive sweetness. Let's start with sugar. Most frozen desserts pack between 20 and 30 grams of added sugar per serving, and realistically, no one stops at one scoop. After 50, your body becomes less sensitive to insulin, the hormone that regulates blood sugar. So every bowl of ice cream triggers a sharp rise in blood glucose, followed by an equally sharp crash. You might feel happy and relaxed at first, but within an hour, you're tired, foggy, and craving more sugar. Over time, these constant spikes lead to insulin resistance, the same process that fuels weight gain, inflammation, and even memory problems. In fact, research shows that frequent dessert eaters over 60 have a significantly higher risk of cognitive decline. Then there are the fats and additives used to make frozen desserts creamy and shelf stable. Many brands rely on palm oil, hydrogenated fats, emulsifiers, and food dyes to improve texture and flavor. But these ingredients do more harm than good. They disrupt your gut microbiome, the community of beneficial bacteria that supports digestion, mood, and immunity. When your gut is inflamed or unbalanced, it can send distress signals to your brain, contributing to anxiety, fatigue, and brain fog. What's worse, a weakened gut means you absorb fewer nutrients from the foods you do eat, leaving you tired and undernourished even when you think you're eating well. And perhaps the sneakiest problem of all, sweetness addiction. As we age, our taste buds naturally become less sensitive, which means it takes more sugar to feel satisfied. The more ice cream or frozen desserts you eat, the more your brain begins to crave them. Before you know it, dessert becomes a nightly ritual, and natural sweetness, like fruit, no longer feels sweet enough. It's not about willpower, it's about brain chemistry being rewired by too much sugar. Take George, 75, from Florida. Every night, he'd scoop himself a bowl of ice cream, telling himself, "It's just a little treat." But over time, he noticed he was forgetting small things, feeling sluggish during the day, and his doctor told him he was pre-diabetic. When he swapped ice cream for frozen blueberries and a spoonful of Greek yogurt, everything began to change. Within 2 months, he lost 12 pounds, his blood sugar stabilized, and he said, "I feel like my brain has woken up again. I'm sleeping better and thinking clearer." If you love dessert, you don't have to give it up. Just make it smarter. Keep frozen fruits like cherries, mangoes, or blueberries on hand. Blend them with plain Greek yogurt or almond milk for a naturally sweet, nutrient-packed treat. These choices satisfy your cravings while healing your body, not harming it, because frozen desserts may taste like happiness, but they quietly steal your clarity, your sleep, and your long-term health. Pizza, pastries, fried foods, and ice cream. 4 freezer favorites that seem harmless, but quietly age your body from the inside out. They raise blood pressure, inflame joints, spike blood sugar, and cloud your memory. What feels comforting in the moment slowly steals your strength, independence, and clarity over time. Too much sodium strains your heart. Refined carbs and sugars exhaust your energy. Processed oils damage your cells, and chemical additives burden your liver and brain. It's not just about looks. It's about how you move, think, and feel every day. But here's the good news. Change doesn't have to be hard. Go to your freezer today. Remove one harmful food and replace it with one healing option. Swap pizza for wild salmon, pastries for oats and berries, fried foods for baked vegetables, and ice cream for Greek yogurt and fruit. These small, consistent choices protect your body more effectively than any supplement or quick fix ever could. Aging well isn't about giving things up. It's about choosing what truly serves you. Every meal can either speed up aging or help you reverse it. Now it's your turn. Which frozen food surprised you the most today? What healthy swap will you try first? Share your answer below. Your story might inspire someone else. And if you found this helpful, hit like, share it, and subscribe for more simple, science-based senior nutrition tips each week. Your freezer can be your enemy or your ally, starting today.